How does gambling affect the economy and your life? When we think about gambling, we often picture casinos in Las Vegas, online betting apps, or the lottery tickets you see at every convenience store. But gambling in the United States is much bigger than just a form of entertainment. It is an industry worth over $65 billion annually. It creates jobs, generates tax revenue, and attracts tourism. At first glance, it may seem like a win-win situation. The government earns money, businesses grow, and people enjoy themselves. However, the impact of gambling goes far beyond the economic numbers, and it directly affects millions of American households. On the economic side, gambling brings undeniable benefits. States that allow casinos or sports betting often experience an increase in employment opportunities, from dealers and hospitality workers to tech professionals who develop betting platforms. In addition, governments collect billions in tax revenue each year, which can be used to fund schools, infrastructure, and healthcare. For example, states like Nevada and New Jersey have seen their local economies heavily supported by gambling-related activities. Online betting, legalized in many states in recent years, has also expanded rapidly, creating a new digital economy around gaming apps. But there is another side of the story. Gambling can quickly shift from entertainment to addiction. According to studies, about 2 million Americans meet the criteria for severe gambling addiction, while millions more show problem gambling behavior. This can lead to financial hardship, debt, family stress, and even mental health issues such as anxiety and depression. Families often suffer when one member loses savings, accumulates credit card debt, or even risks their home because of compulsive betting. The short-term excitement of winning often masks the long-term reality that, statistically, the house always wins. Another important factor is the way gambling affects consumer spending habits. Money that could be saved, invested, or used for education and health often ends up funneled into casinos, lottery tickets, or online sports betting apps. Economists argue that while gambling does boost state tax revenue, it doesn't always create long-term wealth for the average person. Instead, it can drain communities when too much household income is diverted toward betting instead of productive uses. Another important aspect of gambling in the United States is the role of Native American casinos. Since the passage of the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act in 1988, tribal nations have been allowed to operate casinos on their lands, creating a multi-billion-dollar industry. For many tribes, gambling revenue has funded schools, healthcare, and infrastructure, helping reduce poverty levels in their communities. At the same time, these casinos often spark debates with neighboring states about competition, taxation, and regulation. This highlights how gambling in America is not just an economic issue, but also one connected to cultural identity and sovereignty. In addition, the psychology of gambling plays a critical role in why it can be so addictive. Casinos are designed with lights, sounds, and rewards to keep players engaged, while online platforms use algorithms to personalize offers and encourage more spending. Lotteries use marketing that appeals to dreams of financial freedom, especially in lower-income neighborhoods. Understanding these tactics can help individuals recognize when they're being influenced by design rather than by luck. This awareness is crucial, because the real winners in gambling are usually the operators, not the players. The economic benefits. On the economic front, gambling plays a massive role. States that allow casinos and betting operations collect billions in tax revenue every year. Nevada, home to Las Vegas, is one of the clearest examples. Tourism and gambling form the backbone of its economy, supporting hotels, restaurants, entertainment venues, and thousands of workers. New Jersey's Atlantic City is another case study. It revived its local economy after casinos were introduced in the 1970s, bringing jobs and tax dollars. In recent years, online and mobile sports betting has exploded in popularity. Since the Supreme Court allowed states to legalize sports betting in 2018, more than 30 states have jumped on board. This has opened a new digital economy where tech startups, payment platforms, and gaming companies are competing for users. The growth of sports betting is reshaping how Americans interact with sports, adding billions to state coffers in the process. Gambling also boosts tourism. Las Vegas, for example, attracts over 40 million visitors per year, and many international tourists travel specifically for the experience of American casinos and entertainment. This creates ripple effects. Airlines, local restaurants, taxi drivers, and show performers all benefit from gambling-driven tourism. The hidden costs. However, the economic story is not all positive. For every tax dollar collected, some economists argue that there are hidden social costs. Studies show that about 2 million Americans struggle with severe gambling addiction, while another 4 to 6 million show problem gambling behaviors. This leads to debt, bankruptcies, family breakdowns, and increased demand for social services. In fact, research has found that states with widespread gambling often see higher rates of bankruptcy filings per capita. There is also the question of opportunity cost. Money spent on gambling could have been saved, invested, or used for essentials like education, housing, or healthcare. When too much income is funneled into casinos or lottery tickets, it can weaken household financial stability and reduce spending in other parts of the economy. This means the economic boost from gambling may not always be as strong as it appears. Another issue is that gambling revenue often comes disproportionately from lower-income Americans. Lotteries, for example, are marketed as fun chances to get rich quick, but statistically, they function as a regressive form of taxation. Those who can least afford to lose money often spend the most on lottery tickets, hoping for life-changing wins that almost never come. International comparisons. Looking globally, the United States is not unique in facing this dilemma. Macau, often called the gambling capital of the world, generates more than 70% of its government revenue from casinos. While this has created prosperity, it also made Macau's economy dangerously dependent on one industry, which became clear during the COVID-19 pandemic when tourism shut down. In Europe, countries like the United Kingdom allow widespread sports betting in online casinos, but they also impose stricter regulations, such as advertising limits and spending caps, to protect vulnerable players. Some Nordic countries have state-run gambling monopolies, where profits are funneled directly into public services like healthcare and education. This creates a balance where the economic benefits of gambling are redistributed to society. The United States, by contrast, has a fragmented system where states set their own rules. Some states, like Utah and Hawaii, ban most forms of gambling, while others, like Nevada and New Jersey, heavily depend on it. This patchwork system means the impact of gambling varies dramatically depending on where you live. Impact on households and communities. For American families, gambling can be both an opportunity and a risk. Some communities see new casinos as job creators and sources of tax revenue for schools and infrastructure. Others worry about rising crime rates, addiction problems, and financial strain on families. Studies show that problem gambling is linked to higher rates of domestic conflict, divorce, and even homelessness. In addition, the rise of online gambling means that betting is now available 24/7 at the tap of a screen. Unlike traditional casinos, which require travel and effort, online platforms are always accessible, increasing the risk of addiction and financial loss. Young adults, in particular, are at risk because they are both tech-savvy and financially inexperienced. What can be done? So, how can Americans balance the pros and cons of gambling? For individuals, the key is awareness and responsibility. Treat gambling as entertainment, not as a financial strategy. Set strict limits, never chase losses, and avoid borrowing money to gamble. If gambling starts interfering with your financial stability or relationships, it's a warning sign that you need help. For policymakers, the challenge is regulation. Stricter advertising controls, spending limits, and funding for addiction treatment programs could help reduce the negative effects. Expanding financial literacy education is also crucial, so people better understand the risks. Learning how odds work and recognizing that the house always wins can prevent unrealistic expectations. The future of gambling in the United States. Looking ahead, the gambling industry is expected to continue expanding, especially in online betting and digital platforms. Analysts predict that United States online gambling could exceed $100 billion annually by 2030. This means both the opportunities and risks will grow. While states will collect more tax revenue, households will need to be even more vigilant about managing their money wisely. So, what can be done? For individuals, the first step is awareness. Treat gambling as entertainment, not as an investment strategy or a way to make quick money. Set strict limits and never gamble with money. You cannot afford to lose. For policymakers, the challenge is finding balance, allowing gambling to generate economic benefits, while protecting vulnerable citizens from addiction. Programs like gambling hotlines, counseling, and educational campaigns are essential in reducing harm. In the end, gambling in the United States is both a driver of economic growth and a source of personal risk. It is up to each American to make informed choices and to view gambling for what it truly is, a business designed to profit from players. Understanding both the benefits and the risks can help you protect your finances, your family, and your future. The economy affects everyone, including you. But do you actually understand it? For example, why do prices keep rising? Why are some countries rich while others stay poor? Why does your paycheck never seem to be enough? What can you do, personally, to change your financial future? This ebook is exactly what you've been looking for. Understanding Economy: How You Can Improve Your Life is an excellent must-read book to help you improve your life. What this ebook will teach you: how the global economy actually works, in simple and practical language. The real reasons behind inflation, poverty, inequality, and wealth. The truth about capitalism, socialism, government spending, and taxes. Why some people escape poverty, and how you can too. How to start your own business, manage money wisely, and protect yourself in tough times. Why crime, corruption, and bad leadership destroy a nation's economy, and what honest people must do. Why sustainability matters, and how a strong economy can exist with a healthy planet. The secrets behind economy, cost of living, interest rates, and personal wealth building. How to take control of your financial life, no matter where you start from. And much more. Many people are buying this ebook to better understand how the economy works, and thus improving their lives. This is not a boring academic textbook full of formulas. It's a practical guide written by me who believes that economic knowledge can empower everyday people. This ebook has about 480 pages, explained in a simple way so that everyone can understand economics. This ebook is perfect for you. Can you please buy this ebook and at the same time strengthen this channel? It's very cheap. You will learn how the economy works and how you can benefit. The purchase link is https://bit.ly/understanding-economy and learn economics through this book. Take control of your future and help others too. A small investment that will transform how you think, act, and thrive. Don't just survive the economy, understand it, and use it to totally benefit you. Could you please buy the ebook, like this video, write your comments, and watch the other videos of this channel? Thank you very much for watching this video.